Hello everybody. I hope you're all doing well. I haven't got a huge amount of time to do a wisdom drop today. And it really is a tiny little drop of wisdom today. On the school run, close to Klaus's bench, the place where the birds are singing with joy. The cowbells are echoing in the distance. And life is very still. But I just wanted to share a little experience this morning where I was having a conversation with my wife. She's on her way into work. As we step back into a sacred play as opposed to a sacred pause. And just as we said goodbye to the kids, or she said goodbye to the kids and goodbye to me, she asked me to feel her forehead to see if she was warm, because now they're doing temperature tests to see if you're allowed to go into the offices. So I put my hand on her forehead and I said, yeah, well, you're a little bit warm this morning. Probably shouldn't have said that. Because that just triggered panic, chaos, and everything that she didn't want to be triggered in her head was suddenly set off. And it wasn't just the cowbells that were ringing, it was the alarm bells. She said, but I have to go in the office, I have to do this, and if I don't get these documents signed, it's the end of the world. And then 3 minutes of talk about why she had to go in the office. And I said, well, what's the worst that can happen? Again, I probably shouldn't have said that. But I was just seeing that reptilian circuitry activated inside her, looking at it from a, eagle perspective. It just seemed, well, that's okay, why don't you just don't go to the office? But from where she was sitting, she had to go into the office to sign the documents, and if the documents didn't get signed, then the ships that she looks after wouldn't be able to arrive in port. Yeah, there's no right and there's no wrong here. There is no blame. But sometimes the world gives us situations where we can't do anything. And it's meant to not go right, or it's meant to go in a way that we haven't planned it. Now, that doesn't have to be a situation at work. It could be anything. It could literally be anything. But our days are not always in perfect harmony with the way we are envisaging them to go. But if you can always, in every situation, come out of serpent, and it's so difficult, I know, because when there's children making a noise, or when things are going wrong, or you're not feeling well, or it's so difficult to give that, or to take that eagle point of view. But if you can just breathe, just send that breath up and down the spine, and just pause at the top and pause at the bottom. Just get into that place, and if every decision is made like that, it allows you to accept that things will not be as you necessarily envisaged, because perhaps there's some higher plan which is going to give you an opportunity further down the line. Because we are, in our human mode, unable sometimes to see the beauty and the majesty in a situation which at the time can seem like a disaster. Now, my wife is now gone to work in a very stressed state, and she's panicking because she thinks she's going to be too warm to get in the office, so she won't be able to sign those forms. I'll give you an update on whether that happens or not, but the truth is, it really doesn't matter. She might think that it's the most important thing in the world right now, and in her head it is, because that's her one priority, and her boss will come down on her maybe if she can't do it, but there's nothing she can do. We can't control the temperature of our body. Well, maybe we can if we're gurus in the mountains. But if she's got a temperature, she's meant to have a temperature. And if she's not meant to go in the office, she's just not meant to go in the office. And if those forms don't get signed, they don't get signed. But I'm sure there'll be some solution. I'm sure someone can sign them somewhere. But in the great scheme of things, I don't think it really matters. Because perhaps those forms aren't meant to get signed, and perhaps those ships aren't meant to get in the port that they're meant to go in at that moment. Because then everything is perfect. And no matter what unfolds, even if it is not in our current plans, it's all absolutely perfect. I love you all. Thank you for listening. But please, don't tell my wife. Because I don't think she'd be too happy if she heard this. But we do have an honest relationship, I promise. God bless you all. Thank you.